Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Pink Power Live call. I am Kara Flippin, Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide.
And I am Nikki Westerfield, Ruby Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And we are so super excited. We have Emily Roberts on our call, Diamond Ambassador, new mommy of a 10-week-old. So we're so super blessed to have time to get on our call tonight. And do you want to go ahead, Kara?
Okay. Emily is like one of those people that I found on Facebook. I think she shared one of her videos and it had like 4 million shares on it, and I started watching it. So then I started stalking her and like following her regularly. And so now every time I'm like super stumped and I have nothing to post on Facebook, like she's the person I stalk. And I'm like, what has Emily posted today? Like, she is so good, but I am so excited for her to share with us too, and I think that she is going to have tons of helpful tips for us to build our business. She is one of the youngest diamonds in our company, and did it take you 20 months to get there?
About 20, 21 months.
Okay, so yeah, 20, 21 months, and I know she made it to Emerald in like her first year as well, so she knows what she's doing and rocking this business, and she is going to share her tips and secrets with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll do my best. I think they will help. I think you guys will walk away with a lot of aha moments, and maybe just, if you have a pen and paper, you're watching this, write down everything that you can, because perfect. You don't want to miss anything. I'm an open book, so I'm ready to share a little bit about myself and kind of how I got started, and just do this thing.
All right, take it away, girl. Share your story with us.
Okay, so I am 26 years old. I have a 2-year-old son, and then like Nikki mentioned, I have a 10-week-old baby. And this Plexus thing happened right when I had my first son. I was about 4 months postpartum, silently suffering. My husband was deployed, and I didn't want him to know that I was like feeling all cray-cray in my head. My mom was like, girl, you need to like get out of the house, go work out, do something, because you're driving us crazy. And I was just really down in the dumps. Some people call it baby blues. I think I just was really stressed out because your body doesn't bounce back like the movies. Let's be real. Like, things hang in places you don't want them to hang. And I had some crazy insecurities going on. I was eating right. I was working out 2 times a day. I was waking up super early before baby to work out, and then again late at night when he would go back to sleep. And I was like, man, something's got to give. Why can I not lose any more weight? What is going on with my body? Like, I just did not understand it. I had been doing CrossFit with my husband for about 2-3 years at this point, and I was so sure that my body would just go back, and it just didn't. So I had seen tons of different network marketing companies posted all up and down my Facebook, and I made it very clear. This was like 3 months before Plexus entered my life. I made it very clear that I would not be a part of one of those companies. I had been there, done that. Please stop adding me to groups. Please stop messaging me. This is not for me. And I was just like, I roll. I was mean. I was so mean. And I totally regret saying all those things now, kind of. But moving forward, one of my girlfriends, her husband was also deployed with mine. She sends me a message and she's like, hey, Emily, I know I saw your status. You don't want anybody messaging you, but I saw that you're on this weight loss journey. I really think you should give Plexus a try. And I was like, oh my God, you too? Like, you got sucked into one of those things too? So, side note, I had already tried Plexus as a customer about 7 months before all of this. My mom ordered the products through another Diamond Ambassador, and we had both kind of tried it. I loved my diet soda, and I was not about to give that up. So I was like, gross. This pink drink is nasty. I'm not taking it. It is what it is. Fast forward, and I was like, you know what? Maybe something really does got to give. So I'm asking my upline, Holly Torres, I'm asking her all these questions. And she's answering me, and she's very matter of fact. She seemed pretty confident. And I was like, you know what? Let me just Google. Let me just play around on Google. That's where everything on the internet's true. So let me go Google some stuff and see if this is right for me. And that's what I did. I Googled the good, the bad, the ugly, the really ugly. And then it just kind of came down to this. Was Plexus going to work for me? And I needed to prove everyone wrong. I needed to prove to them that it was not going to work. So what was I going to do? I was going to join, and I was going to make sure that everyone on Facebook land knew that this stuff was a joke. That was my intentions. I know it sounds terrible, but that's what I intended to do. Secretly, deep down inside, did I want them to work for me? Yes. Well, clearly they did, because here I am 22 months later, and I absolutely love the products, and I still use them. So I joined. I didn't tell her. I got on the internet because, when your husband is defending your freedom 3,000 miles away, what do? You join a network marketing company, and you don't tell him. So I didn't tell him. I let those emails kind of come a week later, and I was like, so I joined Plexus, in case you were wondering. And he's like, what? So we'll get into that in a minute. He was my biggest skeptic. But I joined. I didn't tell her, and she was like, hey, I just want to make sure you knew you joined my team. You're not a customer. You're an ambassador. I'm like, yeah, I know. I was like, don't add me to anything. I'm not going to, meetings. I'm not going to be a part of a cult. Nothing crazy. I just needed a discount. I just needed to taste the pink drink one more time, make sure it was what I really needed. She was like, okay, great. So she did. She added me to her team page, which I'm really glad she did, because I saw someone promoted to silver, and they got a $100 bonus. I had no idea there was even a compensation plan included with Plexus. Again, not in it for the business, just wanted a discount. And I was like, oh, I could use $100. I just left corporate America. I'm at home with a brand new baby, losing my mind because I'm talking baby talk all day. My husband's gone. I need some money. I want to go shopping. I need to get some new workout clothes. I was on a mission. And somebody got silver, and I'm like, what is this silver? I need silver. I need this. And so I asked my upline, I'm like, what is this? She was like, you just have to add 3 people to your team. And I'm like, okay. Well, an hour after I joined, y'all are going to hate me for this. An hour after I joined, someone joins my team. And everyone is like, who is this girl? She just got an ambassador 1 hour in. Well, it was my sister-in-law. She loved the products already, so she joined my team. And from there, people kind of came out of the woodworks. I announced this bold status on Facebook of, hey, I'm joining Plexus. I'm not really doing it to work a business, but if you want to know if the products are legit, I'm going to be the first person to tell you that. I've always kept it real. It's how my mama raised me. I am from the South, and there's just no getting around that. So I boldly proclaimed that I was a Plexus ambassador, and let me tell you, that status went down in 2.1 seconds. It was terrible. Negativity left and right, punch, punch, jab, jab to the heart. I was like, whoa, I thought y'all were my friends. What's with all the rudeness? And they were like, you went to the dark side. I'm like, no, it's actually the pink side, but you'll get that later. So let's talk about, real quick, I went Emerald in 8 months. That is one of the first dual leadership positions in Plexus. I went Sapphire in 10 months, 2 months after that. And then I sat in the Sapphire parking lot, as I like to call it, for about 10 months. And I will tell you why. I'll get to that in a little bit. But leading up to going Emerald, it took me 8 months to go Emerald. That was anywhere between, 100 to 500 people on your team, right? More so 300 people. Let's be real. If you are a numbers person, you have got the compensation plan down to a T, 300 people. That seems crazy, right? You're thinking you just joined, right? Maybe you just joined. You're not even silver, and you're like, you want me to have how many people on my team and do what with them? That was me. Again, no intentions of working this business. But I wanted silver. That was $100. Well, then I hear something about Emerald and this Lexus, and I'm like, okay, I need to take this more seriously. I need to take this compensation plan more seriously. So that's what I did. I went to my first opportunity event. I heard Helen McFadden, Celeste Gwynn, and Jen Hawkins speak in San Diego, and it was at a Lexus dealership. How appropriate. I got to go see firsthand these cars that could legitimately be yours. So I took a couple pictures with them. I got some of my team members there, and I was like, you see these cars? We will have one. I will have one. At that time, that was November of 2014, and I was almost Ruby, I was about to promote to Ruby. And I kind of drew my name or my line in the sand. And I went home that night to my very skeptical husband, and I was like, hey, here's the thing. We're at this Lexus dealership, and it's part of the compensation plan, and I'm going to get one. He was like, okay, girl, okay, do you, girl, do you. And I'm like, I will. I'm going to do this. I don't care what you think. And he was like, You put Alexis in our driveway and I'll drink your pink drink. And I'm like, done. Like, you don't have to tell me twice. It is on. So if you know my husband and I personally, we love to challenge. We kind of fight sometimes like brother and sister, but it's all fun and games. We're very competitive by nature. He is the youngest of 4 children, and I'm the oldest of 4 children. So just imagine how that works out sometimes. For the first 8 months, literally he drove me to Emerald. Besides my incredible team, his skepticism like empowered my belief. A lot of people shut down and internalize that they are crazy and that Plexus isn't legit and they're never going to go far. And if I would have listened to my husband's doubt for 1 second, I would not be talking to you as a Diamond Plexus ambassador. I owned it, and I told him, I will have that freaking Lexus. I will have it. And you are going to not drive it. You're not going to touch it. And you can watch me drive away with it because this is happening. And he was like, okay. So that's what I did. After that opportunity event, I just kept the momentum going. I had no problem adding level 1s, personally sponsoring people, but I needed to pour belief into my team members that they could do this too. And so that's what I did. When you have someone that is skeptical, when you have someone that does not believe in Plexus, they don't believe in network marketing, they think you are scamming them or scheming them, I want to tell you 2 things. Number 1, your job is not to convince anyone of this business or these products. That is not why God has you in the position He has you. You are here to share. You are here to share about why you take the products, why you like them. You are here to share about what they're doing for you. And you are here to share an opportunity because guess what? People are hoping and praying every single day for a way to quit that 9-to-5 job, for a way to quit that fast food restaurant job. They want what you have. I'm telling you. You might not think it now. You may think that all your friends hate you and have abandoned you. Been there. I get it. Some of my best friends are still not on my team, and they still don't use Plexus, even as a diamond. Your job is not to convince. So get that right now. Get that into your mindset, your diamond mindset, right? You're all in it to win it. You all want to be a diamond. Put that and engrave that into your brain. I'm not here to convince anyone. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to share. I'm a sharing woman. I'm a sharing man. I am going to share like my mama taught me when I was 2 years old. It's funny because I have a 2-year-old, and that's what we've been working on right now. He doesn't share. Mommy does all the sharing. So my testimony kind of unfolded along with my journey. I started getting really into the gym, and I was someone that I worked out because my husband worked out. I didn't like it. But all of a sudden I had all this energy that I didn't know what to do with because my body was regulated and my hormones were balanced and my gut was finally in check. And I was starting to see my inches melt away, and I was like, hey, look, I can wear my workout pants and not have love handles. Something's working. And I started sharing about that. You have to be bold. You have to have confidence if you want to go to the top of any company. And that's what I did. I was very vulnerable with my audience and social media, and I let them know, like, hey, I got stretch marks. I got love handles. I like to eat cupcakes occasionally. It's called balance. You have to have that in your life. But if you have balance, you also have to be bold and own it and be honest. When someone says, okay, so if I join Plexus, that means I have to eat bunny food, I have to go to the gym like 5 times a day, and then I have to post on Facebook all the time and annoy my friends. I'm like, no. You can take Plexus and do whatever you want with it because the cool thing is it fits into all these nooks and crannies. If you're a gym rat like me, take it to the gym with you. If you're a stay-at-home mama, keep it at home with you and your babies. If you're a military spouse, go and share it with the other military spouses that have nothing else to do when their husbands are away. If you're a teacher, take it to school with you. I love that Plexus kind of fit in with anybody that I would share it with. It's literally for anyone, especially your skeptics. Your skeptics make the best ambassadors. Why? Because there is nothing better than someone that tells you they hate your post, you're so annoying, and don't ever talk to me about Plexus again, and then they become a senior Ruby ambassador on your team, and they call you crying because they can't believe they were going to turn you down. There's nothing more powerful than that moment. And I want you to know that happened to me. One of my girlfriends in San Diego literally unfollowed me on Facebook and told me, she messaged me, if you don't stop, I'm going to block you. Just stop posting about it. And I was like, nope, I'm not gonna stop because it's awesome, and you're gonna figure that out. Consistency is key, y'all. Obviously, you got to take your products. You need to be consistent. If you stop sharing, they're gonna think Plexus doesn't work. They're gonna think that you're a jokester. Maybe you were scamming someone. You were just trying to make a buck or two and you quit. When you are consistent and you are consistently sharing with other people, they're going to take you seriously. They're going to see your confidence. It's going to radiate through you like no other. And I think that's probably my number one tip in any business, especially your Plexus business, is to be consistent in all things. Your follow-up, taking your products, how you train your team, how you post on social media. You have to be consistent throughout everything, or people are going to catch on. Another thing that I like to mention is when it comes to your skeptics, and they're like, okay, so you're going to make money off of me. Okay, yeah. Same as if you worked at Target and I wanted to buy a tank top from your company. Y'all are making money. I'm paying your 8 to 5 job because I'm shopping at Target. What's the difference? Why not support a small business and a friend sharing about something they love when we're all trying to make a little money? I have a hard time understanding that sometimes, especially my friends that still shop at local chain shops, right? Like supplement stores. I'm like, I have them right here, like at my house. You can come over and have some. Why do you got to go down the street and spend money there? Or, for instance, your friends that tell you it's a scheme, it's a pyramid scheme. Why would you get involved in something like that? Number one, if they think that you are involved in a pyramid scheme, they must not know you well enough. Or maybe you've done something in the past that was schemish, or maybe you're known to get yourself into trouble. If that's the case, you should probably get on Google and look up the definition of a pyramid scheme so that you can tell them this. Plexus is partnered with Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley does not back up pyramid schemes. Number two, Plexus Worldwide Incorporated is regulated by the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC. That means that we have profit coming in and we are paid dividends. That means that we have something that we promote. People don't just invest money that they don't ever see again. We have consumers, right? We're purchasing products, us ourselves. The cool thing about Plexus, I'm pretty sure the statistic is 42% of our company is customers. That's huge. That's almost half. That's so huge. So I think that's something that is very considerable when it comes down to a skeptic that's like, oh no, it's one of them pyramid schemes. Well, so is the military. So is the military. Think about it. You join, you're at a small rank, and you work up, and then you have one general, right? Mm-hmm. So think about it. Think about corporate America. You have all these little people working for the man, 9 to 5 jobs, and the CEO clocks in once a day, and he's got $4 million mansions. The difference between a network marketing team is that you have the opportunity, especially in Plexus with the compensation plan, you can surpass your upline. You can surpass your upline and show them that anything is possible. That's what makes it different. That's what makes it not a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes is you investing $500 into a company that says they have something awesome, but you don't know what that something is. That's a scheme. We know what's awesome. We know Plexus is awesome, and they have 16 products to prove that. So think about that next time someone brings that up. If not, check out my Facebook page or my YouTube. I have a video on that that's a little bit more sassy than it probably should be, but it covers all your details. This ain't 1980. This is not, yeah, no more schemes. Okay. I'm looking at a list of like top 5 questions. So if you see me look down, I'm just trying to answer everything to make sure you guys walk away with like light bulb moments. If you are, yeah.
You mentioned this at the very beginning, but I have a lot of people on my team that I feel like so many people were like you and joined the company just to get it maybe wholesale or something like that, and they don't want to add them to our team pages because they're like, well, they're not in it for the business, they're just wanting to be like a wholesale ambassador. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that you're so thankful that they added you to the team page, because that's what I'm always telling them. They're not going to know that they're going to want part in this business if they're not kind of behind the scenes and see what's happening on our team. They're just going to be purchasing as a wholesale customer. So I hope everybody caught that, like why you need to add everybody to our team pages, whether they're a wholesale customer or they're in it to rock and roll with the business. Those team pages can be really powerful and change their future.
Absolutely. And I'll piggyback on that for a second. I think the reason why people don't want to be added to team pages is because they think it's like the old school Tupperware parties back in the day. They think it's like some sort of cult, and they have to, have meet quotas, and they have to sit around in a circle and talk about all things Plexus, and it's weird, and it's not like that. It's 2016. Everything is done on Facebook. It's like a big family. All it is a big bubble of Instagram quotes and testimonials. That's what my team page looks like. So if you don't like, uplifting, encouraging words and some really awesome testimonies, then fine. Don't be in the team page. But you're missing out because you might see that person go silver, and that silver might be your aha moment. I don't know about y'all, but $100 two years ago meant diapers on my baby's bottoms and formula in their bellies because we barely have that money. So what could that $100 do for you? What could it do for someone that wants to join your team? What could it do for that wholesale ambassador, which, if you think about it, a wholesale ambassador is basically a fancy preferred customer. That's what I like to call them. And you just have to check on them a little bit more, love on them a little bit more. They'll come around. I think the best thing that you can do for the people that are not in it to win it is send them a diamond documentary that relates to their life in some way, somehow. Holly sent me Celeste Gwynn's diamond documentary. She goes, Emily, I can so see you doing this. Y'all have such similar personalities. She's like the life of the party. I love being the center of attention. Tell me I'm pretty and awesome, and I'll talk your ear off. And that's kind of how Celeste was. She could just tell people love her, and she loved people back. And I watched that diamond doc, and I was like, yes, I don't know what Plexus is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what I'm about to get myself into, but yes, I'm in. So I encourage you to send them those diamond docs. So newbies, let's talk about new ambassadors. Let's talk about people that are just getting started. Besides sending them a diamond doc, here's probably the let's do 3 tips. Number 1, get your hand on a network marketing book. I'm trying to look and see if I have one in front of me. I'm packing my house. Oh, I do. Okay. So these 2 books right here, The 4-Year Career by Richard Bliss Brooke and Go Pro by Eric Worre. Buy them. Spend $12. I promise it'll be worth your while. Don't be like me and wait until you're emerald with Plexus to get your hands on a network marketing book. Shame on me for doing that. I feel like I could have gone emerald in like 2 months if I would have picked up one of these books. I'm not kidding. It changed everything for me and my approach and how I reached out to people, how I didn't reach out to people. It explained to me why network marketing is better and that I should not be ashamed of network marketing, that I'm a network marketing professional. I'm making really great money, and I'm providing for my family. And you should say that with a smile on your face. You shouldn't whisper it. You shouldn't say it like you work for you're not a plumber. I mean, plumbers, that's a really respectable job, by the way. They do something that nobody else wants to. So same with Plexus, network marketers. We do things that other people don't want to, and the residual income lasts a lot longer than a 9-to-5 job somebody doesn't want. So get your hands on books like these 2. My favorite is probably GoPro. If y'all watch my training videos, I talk about it all the time. You can't see it, but just about every other page is dog-eared because I'm like, yep, those are all good notes right there. So that's my number 1 tip is getting your hands on a network marketing book, actually reading it. Don't put it in your kitchen drawer. Get it out, get a highlighter, and sit down and take 30 minutes. If that, take 15 minutes just to read, 8 or 9 pages a day to invest back into yourself, to invest and grow yourself. And that way, 1, you're learning about network marketing. You're learning how to duplicate and be a better leader. And then you're learning the tips and tricks of the trade of what you're professionally becoming. Number 2, it's an income-producing activity, or otherwise known as an IPA. This is something in your business that you should do every day. You hear the words, you need to reach out and talk to people all the time. You have to know that this is relationship marketing. If you do not have relationships with people, do not message them. I am not a believer in cold marketing, cold messaging. I think it's really awkward, and that's why a lot of people don't like reaching out, because it's happened to them from another network marketing company, and it turns them away. If you don't know the person, ask them how they're doing. Hey, how are you? Might be weird, but they might reply. Instead of saying, hey, how are you? this is Plexus, and this is what I have to offer, and this is what I want. Like, no, nobody wants to be sold to. Nobody wants to read an infomercial. Nobody wants to look at a graphic when they have no idea what Plexus is. Start from the bottom and build a relationship. So with that being said, if you are a new ambassador, I want you to get on Google and print out a blank calendar, 1 through 31, a blank calendar. Print it out. If you're a new ambassador, if you've been around 2 years, 5 years, you can do this also. And what you're going to do is you are going to look through your inner circle of friends, not your cold market, not people from church, but the people that you see and talk to on a regular basis, every day even. You're going to write 2 names down in every single box in that month. So your calendar is going to be full of 60 names, maybe 62, 64 names, depending on how many days are in the month. And what you're going to do is you're going to contact those 2 people in each box every day. The great thing about having a calendar is that you're looking at the numbers. If you're like me, I'm very hands-on. I love lists. I put lists on my list. I love them. And when you have a calendar, you can see, okay, on the 2nd, I contacted Susan, and this is what we talked about. And then a week from then, if Susan is still not on your team, or if she has not ordered products, or if she hasn't asked for a sample, you're going to follow up. And it's great because you can see when the last time you talked to her because her name is in box number 2. But think about it this way. If you are writing down 2 names in every single box of that month, you're potentially reaching out to 60 people in 1 month. That is an income-producing activity. Posting an inspirational quote in the team page is not income-producing. I'm sorry, leaders watching this, it's not. Getting on Instagram and posting your before and after pictures for the 30th time this month, it's not income-producing. Sorry, you're just turning into all the other infomercials out there. You need to intentionally post. You need to intentionally reach out to other people. You have to create a relationship. So, 1, you're building trust, you have integrity, and then you're getting others excited. When you have excitement, you have intensity. When you have intensity, you have momentum. And your team will see this, and they will duplicate it, and you will grow, and you'll grow, and you grow, and next thing you know, you're a diamond, and you're crying looking at your paycheck. I'm telling you all, it's crazy. So that's tip number 2, is print out a blank calendar. Tip number 3, which is going to lead me into the next topic, is the 3 C's. I know it's kind of confusing because it's one tip, but you have to have these 3 things. Confidence, consistency that we already talked about. Sorry, I see you writing something down, so I want to make sure you get it all. Confidence, consistency, and character. You have to have those 3 C's in your business at all times. If you lose one of them, something will stop. You will get paralyzed in your business. So let's talk about, we already talked about consistency. You already know my thoughts on that. So character. People tell you a lot in this business to build your brand. There is no such thing as building your brand. You already have one. It's just a matter of shaping it into what you really want it to look like. For instance, I've always kind of been a workout junkie. And I started working out, and people follow that. They ask me for tips. I talk about things that I love all the time. I have no problem sharing, like dry shampoo. I talk about wine like all the time. I haven't even drank wine in like a year, but I talk about it all the time. I talk about different things. I love to get my nails done. So it's funny because now people that I don't know, right? I've never met these people a day in my life. They will message me and be like, oh my God, that reminded me of you. For instance, my hats. You will watch all of my videos. I'm probably wearing a hat in every video. And it's not because I don't like my hair. I love my hair. But I just feel like it's like my thinking cap. I don't know. When my hat's on, I'm in the zone, and I'm like ready to work. I'm ready to train. And now people will send me pictures of hats, and they're like, oh, that reminded me of you. That's my brand. I already had it. It already existed. But somebody somewhere down the road has related to something, and they see the consistency of me behind it. I'm always sharing what I love. I've always been vulnerable, and so now it's reflecting, and that is my brand. Are you a homeschool parent? Are you a nursing mom? Are you a crunchy mom? Are you an athlete? Do you love music? Are you an artist? Do you love to cook? What is your brand? Who is on your Facebook? That's what you need to look at. All of that shapes you into the character that you are, and your character is going to invite people in or turn them away. Positivity breeds positivity. Negativity breeds negativity. If you are posting about your baby mama's ex-girlfriend's wife's daughter, nobody cares. It is Facebook, not a diary, right? Nobody cares. You will get like 36 likes because everyone loves drama, right? But in the long run, nobody wants to see that. So instead, why don't you say, man, I've had a really rough day. I just need y'all to help pray for me, and leave it at that. You don't have to post your issue. You just ask for prayer. It's something positive. It's like a positive spin on wanting to be the drama mama, but changing your ways. And then, so we talked about consistency, character, and then confidence. And then confidence in a second, I'll lead into boldness. If you do not have confidence, you need to ask yourself why. What are you afraid of? Why aren't you posting on social media? Are you afraid of rejection? Are you afraid of your peers, judging you? I want you to write this down in all caps if you are taking notes, wherever you are. Opinions don't pay bills. They never have and they never will. Ever. If you are not confident that Plexus is the real deal, you are not ready to be successful. I am walking, talking, living proof that Plexus is the real deal. We went from living paycheck to paycheck 2 years ago, barely making it by. Going to dinner at In-N-Out Burger was a luxury. And now here we are 2.5 years later, and I'm driving a free Plexus Lexus. It's insane. But if you don't think that that is real, if you don't think that that can happen to you, you are not ready to be successful, and you need to take a step back and you need to reflect on how you can grow. Probably pick up a book like this. That confidence is going to mold you into the leader that you are. That confidence is going to point you in your direction in the way that it's going to go. You want it to take over. When you are bold in your Plexus business, it's contagious. Your team will catch on. Your potentials will catch on. Other leaders will want to know, what are you doing with your team? Can I pick your brain? And it just creates this awesome ball of just positivity, and so many people want in on that. I saw all the time, how do you message? How do you reach out to people? I reach out to really my closest friends at this point because they're the only ones not on this journey with me. But because of the way I post, because of how I share myself and share my lifestyle, people come to me. If people are not coming to you, you're not inviting them in. You need to look at your Facebook and see, am I being confident? Am I being confident that Plexus is legit, or am I just kind of halfway putting it out there that Plexus is sort of awesome? No, you need to own it. That's why we say to be consistent with your posts, because you just never know who's on Facebook that day. You never know. You might think that you're posting, 30 times a week about Plexus, but there's people that may not even see it. And then one day they get on and they happen to see this post of yours and I'm like, whoa, what is she posting about? And they click on your name and they Facebook stalk. We all do it. And they're scrolling through and they're like, oh my gosh, what is all this stuff she's posting about? I need that. It all goes back to being bold and owning it. I think the best way to be bold in your business is to make a Facebook video. I know some of you are probably listening to that and you just got physically ill thinking about it. And you're like, no, I could never post a video. Yes, you can. Practice makes perfect. You can even, because no one can see, get note cards and write down notes on them and set them up in front of you so that when you're recording, you don't miss a beat. I promise you, I have made like 30 videos in one day, and my husband will laugh at me because I'm like getting myself ready with my phone, and I probably look ridiculous, but what I have to say comes from the heart, and it's what other people are either thinking or maybe they want to express. So make yourself a video. Share with others your why you love Plexus, what products you're taking. Just be yourself. I love Facebook Live. I love that people can just jump on and connect with you, and then that video, it stays on your Facebook. I started using that in my business along with hashtags. Oh my goodness. So many people have reached out to me recently, and they're like, hey, I found you by searching that Plexus hashtag, and I would like some more information. And I'm like, babe, this lady just messaged me because of a hashtag. There's a an almost Ruby ambassador on my team who found me through hashtags on Instagram 4 years ago. We met in person finally last year, but to think about that, to think that we met through a hashtag and now she's on this incredible Plexus journey, that is mind-blowing. So be consistent, make your stuff public, be bold, use hashtags, put yourself out there. People want to know. That is totally paved the way for my business. I think my boldness has inspired so many people on my team to just take initiative and be like, man, if she can do it, I can do it. And I love that mentality because that's kind of how I felt when I watched Celeste Diamond Doc. She can do it, I can do it. And I love that. If you don't have belief now, when are you going to have it? When are you going to decide one day that you believe that you're all in? When are you going to draw your name in the sand and say, you know what, I can do this. I'm going for it. I will never forget, mine was November 2014. And now here we are. It hasn't even been 2 years, and I'm at the top. So write your name in the sand and own it. Put a date down. I think the best place to do it is your bathroom, because I know as a woman we spend a lot of time looking at ourselves in the mirror, perfecting everything. Put your goal in your mirror, or maybe in your car on your visor. Maybe it's your favorite scripture, something that'll encourage you to keep going. Maybe it's a picture of a diamond on your phone background. Surround yourself with that positivity so that you know that you can do it, and then it'll encourage others to do it also. Are we still good on time? I can go into a little bit of my daily method of operation. If not, you tell me. I don't want to keep everyone up all night.
We have about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So if you want to do that.
Okay, cool. I think that's probably the second question besides how do you reach out to people. What is your daily method of operation, your DMO? It changes every day. As Nikki mentioned earlier, I do have a 10-week-old baby and a 2-year-old. So something that my husband and I have agreed on is creating business hours. We don't really stick to them, but we try to. We try to, right? I think during the day, sticking to them is easier than at night, because at night when my kids are asleep, I finally have that moment of freedom. But don't forget your spouse, because mine's staring at me right now. Those beady little eyes are going into my brain. Okay. Don't forget your spouse. They need you too. But setting business hours. If you are a new ambassador, take my word for it and do this now, because your business is addicting. It's so exciting to help others. It's so exciting to see how many new people have been added to your team pages and to answer questions. But if you set it in stone now that Plexus fits into the nooks and crannies, you'll duplicate that, and your team won't feel the need to always be on their phone or Facebook or however you work your business. So that would be number one as my DMO. I wake up and I check on my level ones first, my personally sponsored ambassadors. I make sure they haven't emailed me, called me, texted me, messaged me, and I try to address them first, right? They're my runners. Next is me following up with potential customers. I have a follow-up Friday system. I'll share with you another example, but right now, follow-up Friday. It kind of rhymes. It's easy to remember. Fridays, you follow up. I have it as a reoccurring, like, ding, ding in my phone. So every Friday at 1 p.m., it goes off, and it's like, have you followed up with your customers? Have you followed up with your ambassadors? Sometimes we think that the follow-up is just with potentials. Oh, no. You have to follow up with your customers. You have to be their biggest cheerleader, because when they quit and your PV starts going down and you're like, what the heck, where'd they go? They're going to be like, oh, Plexus didn't work for me. And maybe they were taking their products wrong. Maybe they weren't getting in enough water. So it's super important to follow up. So make that a part of your DMO. I've made it a point recently to put 5 packets of Slim in my purse with 5 business cards, diaper bag, backpack, whatever I have on me, and I try to get them out to someone during my day. Recently, it's been the girl at the tanning salon. Today, it was a mom at the park. Yesterday, we told a guy at GNC. We walked in and told him about Plexus. I try to get out at least 5 a day, or if not, 1 every single day during the weekdays. And I feel like that's income producing, because it's getting you out of your bubble. I know I seem like I like to talk, but it's really hard for me to approach strangers. I'm getting better at it. 2 years later, getting better at it. But start doing that. Hold yourself accountable. If they're in your pocket and you put your hands in your pocket and you're like, oh, I should probably pass these out, you will. And it's so amazing, because people like free stuff, and you like Plexus, so those 2 things go hand in hand. You give them a sample, you tell them it's awesome, and right there in that moment say, hey, add me on Facebook so I can message you and make sure you tried it. It's as easy as that. Those are a couple little things that I like to do on a regular basis to grow my team, to grow my business, and I feel like my team duplicates that really well, because they're easy to do, and it shows. Other than that, the only other thing that I can think of would be making that list of 100, but applying it in the calendar method that we just went over, because looking at a list of 100 names is very overwhelming. But if you look at 2 names a day over the next 90 days, so much easier to digest.
I really like that calendar idea. I need
I
to
do too.
because I'm always adding to it, and I'm always like scrolling through, like, who should I reach out to next? It's in my circle. So if I just got it there, then it'll eliminate the thinking, and when that chicken list person shows up, I can just be like, okay, I'm doing it. It's her turn.
Like every 4 days, write in the chicken list person, so
Yeah.
it makes you do it. There you go.
I don't know about everybody else on our team, but I like literally like have 2 pages of notes here. So
Awesome.
I had a lot of great takeaways, and thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah. I know that it's tough whenever you've got little babies at home and, you know, just trying to, what you're doing, fitting Plexus in the nooks and crannies of your life, and sometimes the late night is whenever you have to do it. But thank you, and we will let you get back to your wonderful family, and
Thank you so much.
have an incredible night.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.